aside from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. There goes a sight from my soul. I think it's all angels just walk by. 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 There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my there goes a sight.
And welcome back to another Prog.cast. All right, this is episode 12 this week. Today, let's go through November events. So we got a new one to pop up. We are through October, in case you didn't know. Well, almost. This is the last official day. So we're going to look ahead. So first up, we have 5 Ways to Savor the Holidays workshop. This is Saturday, November 10th from 1 to 2 p.m. There's $10 registration online, or you can register day of the event. Okay, it's on our Square store. If you don't know how to get there, why not? I'll throw in the show notes afterwards. So, great workshop. If you went to our last one, this is same lady who's put it on. Her name's Jamie from Mayo Clinic. Really, really, really great stuff and how to enjoy the holidays instead of stress out about them and let your life go all out of whack. Going to be great. Probably show up. I'll probably check that out. Saturday, November 17th at 9 a.m., Turkey Throwdown. There's no regular classes that Saturday. We have 2 team spots left as of today. Okay, we only have 2 team spots left. So if you're thinking about wanting to do it, get in, get your stuff, get your team signed up so you can compete. Look for the workout number 2 to be shown up or to be posted up this Friday in the event on Facebook, as well as in CFB Fitness and the event that I posted in CFP Fitness. We'll post them in both those locations and whatnot. If you didn't see last week's workout, it is going to be spicy. Then Thanksgiving Day, Progression is going to be closed. That's Thursday, November 22nd. Black Friday, the day after, on the 23rd. We're only going to be open from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's a skills hour. No classes, but it's a skills hour. So if you want to come in, do a little workout, we'll probably have something planned if you don't know what to do. We will have the gym open for a couple hours that day. Coming up, something to look forward to in December is our one of our favorite, I know it's one of my favorite fundraisers of the year, Nogfest, December 15th. If you don't know what Nogfest is, that's okay. Just know it's going to be one of the best times of your life. It is every year. Counting on you, Residlo, to dress up again. No pressure, but kind of pressure. And with that, there is our Hadouken. And welcome to the show. Sitting next to me today, filling in for Josh, is 90s Jordan, Coach Jordan. All right, his suit goes. Janny Bro flexing it up here. It is Halloween today, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. All day.
Halloween, the celebration of the Hollows. I don't know. I'm just making up random stuff right now. So, today, let's start. This is our newest segment that we've had, and it's going to be weekly healthy recipes posted by our very own Jen Schneider-Grinnell. She's one of our 2 nutrition coaches here at CFP. Remember, it's super easy to sign up for a nutrition intro. All you do is you go to cfpfit.com. You pick 30-minute free intro session or nutrition informational session, and you can do it whenever time works for you. We have tons of availability all the time with that. If you've been here for a long time and you're not seeing the results you want to see and you haven't taken a look at your nutrition, this is the place to start. Get into it, do it. The only way to not get results is to not do anything. So if you show up, you're literally going to see results from this nutrition program. With that, weekly healthy recipe. Here we go. So I got a couple awesome infographics. This one is called the sweet potato hash casserole. Okay, it is fantastic looking. The whole recipe is on the left here. Again, all this is going to get posted in the show notes afterwards. And I'll leave that up for us to read through. Just looking at it, I'm starting to realize that I haven't eaten lunch yet because it is just fantastic looking. Let's read through this. This is one not from a website, something that Josh and I will make a large batch of and then divide into containers. Goes great with added spinach. So if you have a hard time getting your veggies in, here's another way to do it. Brown ground beef or ground turkey in a skillet. We did 4 pounds for 2 casserole pans. You can add seasonings to this if you want. Sausage seasoning sounds to be a good one, or taco seasoning. Step 2, in another skillet, cook up some bacon. You can use turkey bacon or a leaner option. I think if you go to Yield Butcher Shop, you can get uncured bacon still. I know we've gotten that there a lot for previous challenges we've done here at the gym. We did 10 slices for 2 casserole dishes. Holy God.
Sounds about right.
Step 3, in the skillet, you made the bacon, cook shredded sweet potatoes. Weird, that's not going to taste good at all. And then we shredded 2 to 3 pounds of sweet potatoes, or 4 to 5 large sweet potatoes, using the shredding blade of the food processor. There's other ways. If you don't have a food processor, don't worry. There's other ways to do this as well. Then cook up sliced mushrooms and sliced onions, 16 ounces of mushrooms, 2 to 3 large onions, and add spinach, several large handfuls to the skillet until wilted. To assemble the casserole, add a layer of ground beef or turkey to the bottom of the casserole pans, then a layer of mushrooms, onions, and spinach, a layer of crumbled bacon, and then a layer of sweet potatoes. Bake for 30 to 45 minutes in a 375-degree oven. These are great portioned out into containers and frozen for grab-on-the-go meals. So you do not have to eat the whole casserole in one sitting. I think that's an important thing to take away from this. It looks like it at least could be split up. What do you think? Both trays last like maybe 3 days? If Nick and Jordan are eating it, it's going to last like 2 days. But honestly, you could probably portion that up into a couple of weeks worth of meals.
Oh, for sure.
Fantastic. I'm going to leave this up for a couple seconds. If you're a Mac user, remember if you go Command Shift 4, you can take a quick screenshot of this. Again, Command Shift 4, and you can get a screenshot of everything that you're seeing right now. Or when I pull this down, you just want a screenshot of Nick and Jordan for your background. That's another great option as well. Again, if you're on a PC, sorry, out of luck. Jordan, how do you do screenshot on PC?
You can, if you go to your toolbar, you can do what's called the snipping tool. Snipping tool will allow you to take a screenshot of the image that's in front of you.
That's for PC users. Again, toolbar. I threw it back up there for just a second, and it's gone.
Boom.
All right. With that, let's go ahead. We have our question and answers. All right. First up. Sometimes, depending on the day, the coach has a pretty intense warm-up. Is there a method to this madness? Do we really need to work that hard for a warm-up? I mean, I'm already doing part A in the workout. Thoughts? Let's go ahead. Let's get a couple opinions and ideas. So this is from Josh. Your workout is our warm-up.
Yeah, straightforward.
Pretty standard Grinnell answer.
No.
So show up, do the warm-up. Here's an option from Coach Tony. When I plan a warm-up, I work to incorporate the major muscle groups that will be used during the strength/skill portion and the workout. The intensity of the warm-up should get you ready for the intensity of the workout without matching it. We always want to leave plenty in the tank for the rest of the hour. So I would kind of say that this is a fair example of what most of our coaches do. Okay, I'm just going to pull this up a little bit. You can read that when me and Coach Jordan talk, because we both run classes here. And I think Tony hit it on the head. Most of the time you're going to see this. So what I want to see is, and Jordan, I'll pose this to you. Have you ever gone for a run and like the first 5 minutes just absolutely suck? And then you stop for like 20 minutes. This is me. This is my own personal example. And then you do it again. You're like, oh my God, this feels way better.
Yeah.
It's like that warm-up before the warm-up or before the workout even. Mm-hmm. It's like what we're trying to do as coaches is we're trying to prime you for a good workout. First and foremost, you got to keep in mind too that the main reason we do a warm-up at all is injury prevention and to make sure that muscles are prepared to do work that day. And like Coach Tony said, specific muscle groups that are going to be used that day. So if we're doing deadlifts, I'm going to focus on your back, your butt, your hamstrings, and we're going to get warmed up. I mean, there's a reason if you've been to my classes, and I'm probably the most guilty of this, and I'm 100% okay with it every single day, but you're always going to see probably a variation of lunges or squats in my warm-up. You just will. And you're always going to see that 3 minutes of cardio, because I can appreciate when people come in from work, they don't want to be screamed at and like, hey, get into sprints right now, let's go. No, we're gonna ease you into it with that 3 minutes of cardio. We're gonna do some general body movement flow via lunges, wall squats, and then like Coach Tony says, we'll get into some specific warm-up. And I'm trying to prime you for the workout. So if you're going, oh my God, like, oh, I felt like that was I felt like this was a workout before the workout, good. Because that means you're going to have an even better workout and you're going to be ready to rock. You're running hot, as we like to say.
Absolutely. I would say to bounce off of that, it was kind of funny. Actually, I never told you this, Nick. So when I started coaching over at WD and I started doing warm-ups, and I'd tell everyone, I'm like, all right, we're going to do this structure, and I'd say the movements, and then I get a couple moans and groans, and I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, we can tell you're a Nick disciple based on my warm-ups.
No way!
Absolutely.
We can tell you're a Nick disciple? That's great.
Yeah, so based on the movements that I picked, but it makes so much sense when you fire the right muscle groups in a warm-up, get those prepped and ready, your body feels so much better. Like you said, doing a movement, resting 20 minutes, doing it again, your body is now prepared for it, blood's in the right spot, your body's going to respond to it better. That's why we do it.
It's amazing how much a difference a really good warm-up can make. We're all guilty of it. We've all jumped right into a workout or been late for a workout or not had time to do a proper warm-up, and typically those days just aren't as great. Do that little extra warm-up or the 8 to 10 minutes that we're going to do before a class is really, really crucial to everything else that we do for the day. And I'm going to be honest with you as a coach, like I feel often days if there's like a skill-specific workout like snatches for like weightlifting or working on pull-ups, you're often I'm going to have you hanging off a pull-up bar or doing pull-up progressions if there's a pull-up and a WOD. Because that's 8 to 10 minutes is probably some of the most direct time that coaches have to actually coach you too. And that's just a little insight from a coaching perspective. That's what I'm thinking, like, hey, this is my time to really coach members how I want to coach them, because some days it's a packed hour to get through everything as a coach. And those 8 to 10 minutes at the beginning are really, really valuable in my opinion as a coach. And I think all other coaches would agree here at CFB to actually teach you something for the day or to teach you a skill or give you that skill time, because I really respect that hour that you guys have here. And I get that you don't have an extra 10 minutes sometimes literally to hang out after class to work on a skill. So I'm going to try to throw it in my warm-ups for you. So there's just no excuses why you don't have pull-ups or double unders or something like that. That's also another kind of thing I use it as, is I won't let you have any excuses that you haven't practiced this. I know you have.
Yeah.
So, all right. Next question. That was a really good one. I don't know who asked that. Do you know if CrossFit headquarters has metrics on demographics, and if so, how does CFP line up with those? So I talked to Josh Grinnell literally probably about 30 seconds ago. He's out today. He's busy. You definitely can't hear him next door through the walls at all. So and he said that HQ doesn't have any metrics. Is that kind of what he said, Jordan?
Yeah, they don't.
They don't provide metrics on their website because CrossFit's for everybody, which is right. That's exactly it. But what we've noticed, and what I've noticed of being 7 years at Progression, is our demographics are mostly female. I would say we're about 60-65% females, which is awesome because women tend to listen a lot better than men.
True.
All right? And they tend to learn a lot faster than men because they listen better.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
So I would say as a whole, so there's a couple groups online that are specifically on Facebook that are specifically for affiliate owners and whatnot, or CrossFit coaches, and this discussion comes up more than once. Like, what's the demographic of CrossFit look like? And typically it is 30 or 35-year-old and above women. That is a majority of people who are doing CrossFit and a lot of people affiliates. That does not hold true across the board everywhere, just like any statistic, but a lot of other gym owners, from what I do not have facts to back this up. I'm sure we could pull numbers somewhere. Someone has done the numbers, but this is my own opinion of what I've seen. It tends to be a majority women who do CrossFit, and typically then they get they're like, hey, you're my husband. You need to be healthier. You have to come in now too.
Right.
Which is awesome. Because let's be honest, we're men. We'd be content just sitting on the couch playing PlayStation.
Absolutely.
So, another interesting question. Again, if you have any questions as we're going along, I see a lot of people are following here. Jordan's checking the screen. Please feel free to chime in, and we'll answer those questions at the end or as we're going and as it feels appropriate. We don't have a ton of questions today. We'll finish with a little check-in based on what we talked about last week in our podcast, and then we'll call it a day. So, last question. What is the process of borrowing a book from the CFP library? So let's go to some of our coaches' answers. So this is probably the best one, and this is factual. So from Jordan, you have to leave a shoe until the book is returned.
Yes.
This is true. That's often why you'll see shoes left in cubbies at night. It's not because people didn't take them home for the day. It's because they're borrowing books from the CFP library. No, you do not. Don't leave your shoes to borrow a book, please. It's going to be funny if we have single shoes left here now. It's
Just a pile of them.
Yeah. So, if you didn't know, in the back corner by the cubbies, next to the Bang fridge, I know, right? Let's be honest. That's what people are getting out of the fridge.
That's what it's for.
Yeah,
Yep.
we got the brand new nice fridge just to hold all the Bang energy drinks. So to the left, if you're facing the fridge, to the left of it is a pile of CFP books. Okay, there's a lot of wonderful texts over there. There's a lot of random books over there, but there's a lot of fitness-related books over there that are free for you to check out as members. It's an honor system deal. All we ask is that you eventually bring it back. There's a couple really big, nice books like Supple Leopard that I know nobody has checked out for an extended period of time and returned a year later. Just kidding, actually, but that happened actually until the podcast started, and then people realized we wanted the books back.
Yeah.
But
We know.
yeah, if it's something you think you need a day or two with, or even a week with, take it. Just bring it back. It's like a library. We don't have a library card system yet. That's something probably we could look forward to, closer to 2019 or 2020.
We'll get some nice shoe cubbies.
In the way.
Don't shoes.
We're going to put the bean bags over there. There's going to be a reading room. We're going to turn the kids' room into a
terrific.
reading room.
I
We're
can't
going to have LeVar Burton stop in to kick off the CFP book club.
I'm in.
If you don't know who LeVar Burton is, you need to look him up. Okay?
Look it up. Google it.
It's really, really important. I'll give you a hint. Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow. It's a great show. It's a great show.
In a book, take a look. It's Reading Rainbow. I love that.
I liked Wishbone too. Come on, Wishbone.
Dude, Wishbone.
That was a good show.
Wishbone. Oh,
We need to go back.
my God.
We need to bring Wishbone back. How many costumes do you think he wore over the course of his career?
He could be the mascot for Halloween.
Oh, absolutely.
Wishbone.
Yep. Oh, my Come on, Wishbone.
Well, now we're going to have a children's theater night here at the
Yeah.
gym, and we're going to have to play Wishbone and
Just
Reading
on repeat
Rainbow
the whole time?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then all the adults are going to come anyway.
We'll let you know when that class is. But We'll just be Reading Rainbow and Wishbone theme songs played
Saturdays
on
while you're
repeat.
working out.
Saturdays.
So you can leave your kids in the yoga room.
Exactly. Back to the books really quick, gang. I've checked out a few. There's some really good stuff over there. The Paleo Solution is one of them.
Oh my God, yes.
It's a really cool book about just kind of going back to basics, right? It's kind of an eye-opener to when you make something simple, and it can have a lot of benefit and it makes a lot more sense. It's a lot more applicable. Kind of like we say in a workout. Sometimes you have to slow down to speed up, right? So just taking a second, reevaluating, your nutrition in a wide angle lens and figuring out how to do better.
Yeah, and it'll put a why behind why you eat, too.
Yeah,
Like, have you ever
absolutely.
thought, why am I doing any of this stuff? And even though we're focused on macros here, paleo is not a bad word, okay? It's not a bad word, okay? It's a different way to do things. And essentially, if you're eating really, really clean, you're probably pretty close to paleo if you're in our nutrition program anyways.
Yeah.
Check it out. There's a lot of scientific jargon on there. If you really, not even jargon, there's a lot of really good scientific information on the books, but it's really cool because he actually says, hey, skip these pages if you just want to get to the recipe.
I
to
skipped
more.
a lot of it. Just, the big words don't make a lot of sense. And
It's really,
it wasn't
really
necessary
cool.
for most people to
But,
get into.
yeah. So, what is the process of borrowing a book from the CFP library? You borrow it. You bring it back when you're done with it. So,
Absolutely. So Nick Nadia had a really good question.
What was it?
Her question is, what is the difference between Rev workouts and CrossFit workouts?
That's a very good question. So I think we get this question just about every week, so I love this. There's not a huge difference, okay? There is and there isn't. The biggest difference you're going to notice is Rev is geared towards an entire hour of what's going to feel like cardio, okay? Or it's just going to be like if you really love longer endurance workouts or like the long workouts on CrossFit days where they're 20 plus minutes, which is pretty rare, and I'll talk about why in a second. You're going to love Rev class. I think the shortest workout that they do at Rev class is 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So you're going to be going the whole hour. You're still going to get some strength, but you're just not going to see as much emphasis on a barbell. You're going to see more emphasis on intensity and moving constantly for a long period of time. So if you're coming from a running or endurance background, this might be right up your alley. Or if you need to improve your endurance, Rev could be right up your alley. Where CrossFit is going to focus more on strength. And that's why we see all the gains that we do see in CrossFit. Rev, you're going to see a lot of gains there as well too. But the biggest difference is you're going to spend a lot more time on the barbell or lifting weights in CrossFit. When Rev, you're going to spend a lot more time doing body weight workouts at high intensities, okay, for longer durations. So again, you have Rev that is endurance focused. You have CrossFit that is strength endurance focused, okay, and it's what makes our CrossFit program so effective. I would really, really recommend anybody checks it out and even incorporates a combination of that into their training. You can't go wrong because you're just going to get, when you go to our 40-minute Rev class, which happens once or twice a week, you're just going to get to a different stimulus level than you're going to get in our 20-minute workouts in a CrossFit class. And sometimes maybe we'll get one or two of those a week in CrossFit where they go long, but most of the time, you're going to see our average workout time in a CrossFit class around 15 minutes. But what you're getting in the CrossFit class is you're getting that genuine strength focus at the beginning. So, for example, yesterday we did deadlifts, and they actually just started incorporating barbell deadlifts back into Rev class as an option, which I'm pretty excited about.
I love it as well. I love coaching it. So
because we came to the big conclusion that everybody needs to have some kind of strength going on at least 1 to 2 days a week at a very minimum. So you're going to see that going back into Rev. So if you're a Rev only person, which is totally a great option, you're going to get the benefits of that as well, and that because you just can't beat strength. It's hard to do. So big difference, endurance and strength endurance. Rev is the endurance, CrossFit is the strength endurance that you're going to be seeing with a slightly, in our program that we specifically have here at Progression Fitness, we are a little bit more barbell biased, being that we do a strength portion plus a workout. You won't see that every gym, and I think that's pretty unique about how we program here. Great question, Nadia. Thank you so much. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to do a little check-in here from last Wednesday. Last Wednesday, me and Josh had a specific topic, and we posed, oh my goodness, what did we post last week? Consistency King, and being consistent here in the gym, okay? And how to develop consistency and starting a plan. And we said start with planning out your next week. And we said take 20 minutes. You probably didn't even need to take that long to plan out your next week to make sure you're going to hit 4 hours in the gym minimum, right? And that's legit. You need to plan that out the week before. So if anybody's out there who did that, did anybody sit down and plan this week out to make sure they got here 4 times or more this week? Because remember, everybody right now under our current memberships, you get all the unlimited skills hours that you can possibly have. Skills hour is similar to what other gyms might call open gym. Here we call it skills hour. Okay, that's very important. It's a skills hour. How many people got here 4 times this week or are on track to get here 4 times this week because they planned out their week? Boom.
Hey.
Awesome. So with that being said, this week what I wanted to branch on and what I'm going to throw out there, so building off of consistency, continue to plan, continue to be more consistent with your eating, your meal prepping, your sleeping, you're getting into the gym to work out. But this week I want to put into your head the idea of 15 minutes to glory, okay, or just 15 minutes, right? And what do I mean by that? And oftentimes I see so many people wanting to get skills, wanting to get better at pull-ups, wanting to get better at double unders, et cetera, right? and I see him here early. And you don't even need 15 minutes is going to be the point of this, but 15 minutes would be great. This max, let's say max on this. But I want, on top of your plan, if you once you're successfully starting to get your 4 days a week, I want you to plan 15 minutes each of those 4 days a week or 4 times a week to work on the skills that you want to get. Because that 15 minutes is so powerful. 15 minutes of focused thought or practice on something. You couldn't practice double unders for 15 minutes if you're just starting to get it. I know you've been working on double unders hardcore and you're starting to get them big time, right, Jordan? How long do you average practice those, and how long has it taken to see a difference in that?
Probably 3 to 5 minutes
a day.
So I show up 10 to 15 minutes early because I have the ability to, and I try to maximize that time. So 3 to 5 minutes of double under practice, and then that last 5 to 10 minutes of hanging from a rig and doing some additional stretching that I know I need to do. So
hanging on the rig is grip strength, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pull-ups.
Yep.
Because you got pull-ups, but you want to be able to do more.
Correct.
So right there, I think Jordan tallied a total of 10 extra minutes before class. Mm-hmm. And he does that when he's here every time. And he's seen some huge improvements. That's not a lot of time. And you can talk. Are you still able to talk to friends and people in the gym during that time? I know I come and talk to you during the whole thing and wreck your warm-ups, but...
we talk about Big Mouth and Vikings, all the good stuff.
So it doesn't have to be stressful, but track yourself this week. So if you're getting your 4 times in the gym already, and that's not an issue, and you want to get some skills down, when's the last time you put 5 to 15 minutes of conscious total effort into one skill? That could be, maybe you're going to show up and you're going to do 10 minutes of bar work on a barbell. What's a really interesting thing, if you ever come in and do your own workout, time how long you actually are working out for during an hour and how much time you spend standing around. That's a really interesting one. Borrow a stopwatch. There's a million of them sitting around the gym, okay? If you don't know where to find one, hit me or Jordan or any of the coaches up. We'll get you a stopwatch. Start it before you go. Let's say you're just doing a strength session for an hour on a Saturday, and then stop it when you're done with your set. And tell me how long you actually lifted weights for, or how long you actually did cardio for. And you're really going to surprise yourself how much time, conscious time, you're actually working out. It's not a bad thing if you find out you're only working out for like a half hour when you're here, okay? It's not bad, but I'm just saying how powerful 10, 5, 10, 15 extra minutes could be towards getting your skills. That's the difference between a lot of things. Like if you're on the edge, if you kind of have the strength, you have a couple strict pull-ups or whatnot, and you're on the edge of getting kipping pull-ups, for example, you could apply this to any skill or barbell work, okay? That extra 15 minutes 3 times a week, that extra 5 minutes 3 times a week is going to be the difference between you getting the skills this year or not getting the skills you want to get this year. That's all that's holding you back. But I'm talking 5 to 15 minutes of conscious effort on this, what you want to achieve when you're here at the gym. And that goes back to getting your goals. What do you want to do? It's okay if you don't have a goal. Like I said last time, your goal could be to simply have a goal.
Yeah.
Right? Start with 4 times a week. You have that. What skill do you want to have? Do you want to get double unders down? Let's do that. Okay? It doesn't matter if you don't know if you actually want to get it. Just do that for the sake of accomplishing a goal. And I want you to practice 3 to 5 minutes every time you're in the gym this week on that skill that you want to get. And let's extend that. I want you to do that the next 2 weeks and tell me if you feel like you improved. We'll check in next time. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today. Jordan, you got any last words?
That's it. I'll see you at the gym.
See you at the gym. That's right. Have a great day, crew. We will see you next time.
Aside from my soul.